Mallory and Irwin on Everest. On June 4, 1924, two intrepid British mountaineers, George Mallory and Andrew Irwin, set out from their base camp positioned on the north saddle of Mount Everest. Their daring mission, to achieve what had never been accomplished before, to conquer the peak of the world's loftiest mountain. 4 days into their ascent, a fellow member of their expedition caught a glimpse of them scaling the northeast ridge, coming tantalizingly close, just about 800 feet away from the summit. However, as thick clouds enveloped the ridge, Mallory and Irwin vanished without a trace. For decades, both historians and fellow mountaineers have been consumed by speculation surrounding the fate of Mallory and Irwin. There is a prevailing belief that they might have successfully reached the awe-inspiring pinnacle of Everest, standing tall at an astonishing 29,029 feet, only to meet their tragic end during the perilous descent, likely around June 9, 1924. In 1933, Irwin's ice axe was discovered at an impressive altitude of 28,097 feet, providing compelling evidence of their remarkable ascent. Then, in 1999, an expedition uncovered Mallory's remains on the formidable north face of Everest at an astonishing elevation of nearly 27,000 feet. While there were reports of another body in the vicinity, believed to be Irwin's, it was never located. The central enigma of whether Mallory and Irwin reached the summit before their fateful demise persists as an unsolved mystery, perpetuating the fascination surrounding their extraordinary achievement and ultimate destiny. Poisoning at the South Pole. On May 12, 2000, amidst the harsh Antarctic winter, Rodney Marks, an Australian astrophysicist, met a sudden and puzzling demise while stationed at the Amundsen Scott Station. This research outpost, located at the geographical South Pole, was under the administration of the United States. Given the treacherous conditions of winter flights to the South Pole, Mark's body was preserved in the freezing cold until the arrival of spring, when it was transported to New Zealand. A subsequent post-mortem examination revealed that he had fallen victim to methanol poisoning, likely consumed unknowingly. A comprehensive investigation followed, involving interviews with 49 individuals who had shared the station with Marks during the winter. This inquiry definitively ruled out suicide and deemed it highly unlikely that Marks had accidentally poisoned himself. In 2008, the New Zealand coroner reached the conclusion that there was no substantial evidence pointing to deliberate poisoning of Marks. Nevertheless, the circumstances surrounding Rodney Marks' poisoning remained enigmatic and unresolved, leaving it as an unspoken and haunting mystery. The first recorded case of murder at the South Pole, Amelia Earhart's last flight. When Amelia Earhart, the renowned American aviator, embarked on her quest to become the first woman to circumnavigate the globe, she already enjoyed worldwide acclaim. Just 5 years earlier, in May 1932, she had achieved the remarkable distinction of being the first woman to complete a solo nonstop flight across the Atlantic Ocean. Her aviation prowess continued to capture headlines in 1935 when she undertook her inaugural solo flight from Honolulu, Hawaii to Oakland, California. However, it was in July 1937 that the world would witness a perplexing and tragic turn of events. Amelia Earhart, accompanied by her navigator, Fred Noonan, commenced their global journey, setting off from Lae in Papua New Guinea on July 2. Their ultimate destination was Howland Island, located approximately 2,550 miles across the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, where they planned to refuel. As they neared what they believed to be Howland Island, Earhart managed to establish radio contact with a U.S. Coast Guard ship. Her final transmissions conveyed her frustration at being unable to locate either the ship or the island. Swiftly, the U.S. Coast Guard ship initiated a search operation, joined by U.S. Navy vessels in the ensuing days. Despite extensive efforts, no trace of the aircraft was found, and the official search, which had become the largest and most expensive in U.S. history up to that point, was reluctantly concluded after 2 arduous weeks. Baroness of the Galapagos. Alois Verborn de Wagner-Bosk, famously known as the Baroness of the Galapagos, was a young Austrian woman whose puzzling disappearance occurred in 1935 on the isolated island of Floriana, part of the Galapagos archipelago, located in the vast expanse of the eastern Pacific Ocean. In 1933, the captivating Baroness arrived on Floriana, accompanied by 2 youthful lovers, Robert Philipson and Rudolf Lorenz, as well as an Ecuadorian servant. After constructing a residence on the island, she revealed ambitious plans to establish a lavish hotel. On March 27, 1934, both the Baroness and her companion Philipson mysteriously vanished from Floriana. Another German settler claimed they had embarked on a passing yacht headed for Tahiti. However, no records at the time could confirm the presence of such a yacht in the Galapagos Islands. Soon after, the Baroness's other lover, Rudolf Lorenz, hastily departed Floriana in a boat with a Norwegian fisherman bound for mainland South America. Tragically, their lifeless bodies were discovered several months later, stranded on a waterless island where their ill-fated vessel had met its demise. Researchers have speculated that Lorenz might have been responsible for the deaths of the Baroness and Philipson, and that fellow colonists might have aided in concealing these alleged crimes. Nevertheless, the mystery surrounding the disappearance of the Baroness of the Galapagos endures, never fully resolved. Disappearance of Flight 19. Flight 19 consisted of a group of 5 U.S. Navy Grumman TBF Avenger combat aircraft that inexplicably disappeared during a routine daytime training mission off the coast of Florida in December 1945. This enigmatic event played a significant role in shaping the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. This tragic incident resulted in the loss of all 14 pilots aboard the 5 Avengers. Tragically, it was followed by the disappearance of 13 crew members who were on a Navy vessel sent to search for the missing planes. Astonishingly, no remnants of wreckage or any signs of the aircraft or the search boat were ever recovered. The perplexing vanishing of Flight 19 played a pivotal role in perpetuating the mystique of the Bermuda Triangle, an area encompassing Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda, renowned for its purportedly high incidence of aircraft and maritime vessels disappearing without a trace. Flight 19 remains etched in memory as one of the legendary casualties of the Bermuda Triangle, often featuring prominently in stories involving the supernatural or unidentified flying objects, UFOs. Taman Shud. Australia's most baffling death is famously known as the Taman Shud case. This perplexing incident revolves around a man discovered lifeless on a beach south of Adelaide in December 1948, with a scrap of paper bearing the Persian words Taman Shud found in his pocket. The deceased lacked any discernible identifying marks, and his possessions were limited to a railway ticket, a comb, some cigarettes, and the piece of paper with the Persian phrase Taman Shud, which translates to the end. This intriguing clue had been torn from a rare edition of the renowned poet Omar Khayyam's collection, the Rubaiyat, with Taman Shud representing the closing words of the book. The pathologist who conducted the autopsy harbored suspicions of poisoning as the potential cause of death. Further investigation uncovered a copy of the same poetry book with the Taman Shud portion missing, replaced by handwritten letters on other pages. Astonishingly, the book also contained a telephone number, which led authorities to an Australian woman. She claimed no knowledge of the deceased individual and mentioned that she had once owned the book, but had lent it to someone else. In 2009, Derek Abbott, a professor at the University of Adelaide School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, suggested that the coded letters in the book might represent traces of manual encryption or decryption using a disposable notepad, a technique often associated with espionage. This revelation has sparked speculation that the Taman Shud case could be linked to a foreign spy network operating within Australia. Nevertheless, the identity of the deceased remains an enduring and elusive mystery.